When Titleist launched their previous generation of irons in 2016, one of the standout products, one of the products that got a lot of the attention was the Titleist TMB. And this is it here. This has been in my bag for the last couple of years. And Titleist introduced it as a driving iron or a long iron alternative for players to use. So maximum forgiveness through two bits of tungsten in the heel and toe, but crucially in the profile of what you would expect from an AP2. So a player's iron, definitely aimed at the better ball striker, somebody that's confident looking down on a long iron, sort of a fairly slim long iron, but crucially with that hollow construct head that allows them to build in as much distance and forgiveness as they possibly can. So it was no surprise to us, given how popular this was, to see Titleist expanding that in 2018. So this, what I have here, is the 718 TMB iron from Titleist, and as you can see it has the same sort of brown finish on the sole that signifies where they've put the tungsten into the heel and toe. Crucially, what they've done with this version is they are releasing a full set. So if you're somebody that's hit this in the past and really liked it, you now have the opportunity to complete the set. You can go pitching wedge all the way through to 2 iron, I think it is, with the TMB. Now, what do you get in terms of performance? Well, it's first things first. It doesn't feel quite as good as an AP2 or a CB or an MB in those shorter irons. It's never going to. It's a hollow head, so it feels slightly different. But crucially, and I said this when I was reviewing the AP1 longer irons, whenever I was thinking about hollow construct iron heads, immediately alarm bells go off that it's going to feel strange. It's going to feel somewhere between a hybrid and an iron. But somehow Titleist have worked really hard on the feel. You can always rely on Titleist to try and work on the sound and the feel of their products to ensure they look and they feel great through the ball. So how did this version of this golf club perform? Well, I'm going to flash onto the screen the data I was able to get on the TrackMan yesterday using a TMB 7 iron. This is my ball flight data using a Dynamic Gold X100 shafts, Pro V1 golf balls. And what you can see is a ball speed of 121 miles an hour, which is consistent with all the other 7 irons I was hitting throughout the Titleist range, which shows that the shaft lengths are the same, which is good. 18.6 degrees launch angle, which is great. That's up there with what I would expect with an AP2. That's fantastic. And also, it's spinning well as well. It's spinning at 6,341, which is a little bit more than what I was able to get with the AP1 or the AP3. So I think the ball flight for me was a little bit better with the TMB. And that just goes to show that the peak height was 104 feet, which was pretty high with the 7 iron. And it was carrying out at 165.7. Again, the point to make about these irons is it's not just about the distance that they're able to offer. That's pretty good distance. I would think actually I'll be a little bit longer with these irons. Certainly when I hit the 4 iron version, the distance was right up there. I think I was carrying that 206, which is really good distance for me. But it's that distance combined with the feel. So you really are getting a great feeling iron. You're getting something that's much closer to MB, CB, AP2 than you are if you were using AP1. And it looks fantastic behind the ball. It's got that really nice, slim, compact look that a lot of good ball strikers are going to prefer. So, choices. There's so many different choices in the Titleist range. Whether you go AP2, TMB, AP3, AP1, there's work to be done. The crucial thing is be open-minded. If you are thinking about investing in the new Titleist range, go through the process with a fitter. It might well be that you end up with more than one of these different sets in your bag. It might be that you have a couple of these in the longer irons and then an AP2s in the shorter irons. It might well be that actually for you prefer the performance of the AP3. Go through the process with a fitter, try everything, see how they all perform, because one great thing about the new Titleist range is the performance differences between each of the irons. They are distinct. You will notice them. As soon as you put a TMB down behind the ball, you'll notice the difference in performance between that and the AP1 or the AP3. The performance differences are there, so go through the process, work through it with a fitter, and you'll end up with all the different clubs in the bag going the right distances, all with ball flights that look great and with golf clubs that look fantastic in the bag and behind the ball.